Hello, Tab Nation. It's your boy Tom, and today, if you haven't guessed or you didn't read the title of this video, we're going to be playing around with 15 hotkeys that are built into Excel that you should probably know or could be useful, even if not all 15. Maybe you get at least one or two out of this video. I will be talking a little bit about auto hotkeys, on a way to make some of these hotkeys actually a little bit better, because some of them are kind of a bit ridiculous in the way they're set up. But we can use HK to kind of clean that up a little bit. But I'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. Alright, so I'm just going to be, I typed everything in here, so I have kind of my script of where to go. So number one, move to the next sheet. That's just control page down. So let's see that one in action. So as you see, we'll go to sheet 1 here. Hopefully it's not too small. And we're going to do control page down. Boom, easy. I'm on sheet 2. As you see, there's the text. Now let's do page up. Boom, back to sheet 1. So that's the first two right there. Number 3, edit cell. Now normally it's not too hard to edit a cell. You just double click on it and you get that little thing in there to type. But you can also press F2 to automatically do it. You know, let's say, for example, this could be useful if your mouse isn't hovering over it. Maybe your mouse is like over on another screen looking at like Chrome or something, and you're like, oh, I need to fill this into the cell I have highlighted. You can just press F2 without having to move your mouse all the way over here. So yeah, that one's pretty useful if you're, your mouse is all over the place. At least you have it. Center align cells content. This is one of those ones that I was saying is a bit ridiculous. Alt HAC. That one's a bit ridiculous, but I'll show you a way to clean this up to be a little bit more efficient using AHK and do some other fancy stuff with it. So let's go to sheet 2 where we have the text here. So we're going to do Alt AAC. I don't know why it beeps at me like that, but it did center align it for me, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, for some reason, I don't know why it's beeping at me. So next is let's fill the color. Number 5, Alt HH. So now that we got this centered, we want to add some color. Alt HH. And this pulls up our theme colors, where you can, choose what we want. Now, something we can do with auto hotkeys is, say you have a color specifically, you can add that Alt HH into there, and then let's say we want to use the orange. We can have it automatically press the down arrow and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over to the right, pushing the right arrow. So we can even automate that color if you have specific colors you're always using. So that's useful too. And like I said, we'll talk about that in a little bit. So what was that? Number 5. Number 6 is tab. This one's pretty common. It's very useful, but for some reason a lot of people don't know about this one. But yeah, tab just moves by column. That's really it. I use it all the time, but I've seen people who are like minds blown when they see something like that. Select all cells to the right. That one is Control Shift right arrow. So let's do that. Let's go to text, Control Shift arrow, right arrow, and boom, it's selected all. Now obviously that can go pretty far, but that's fine in case you need to like delete everything there or something, that could be useful for you. Next we got add a comment to a cell, and that's just Shift F2. Finally we're back into some of the easier ones to remember. So Shift F2, this is a comment. Easy enough. And I just click on it and it pops back up. You kind of just hover up in the top right corner of that cell and you'll see your comment. This one I like a lot because it's a really fast way to add comments to your cells individually and stuff. So that's really useful to me, at least. Is it useful to you? And if you find some of these useful, let me know what your number 1 choice is. If you could only use one of these 15, which one would it be? I'm curious on what's the most popular. So definitely add that comment below. I definitely want to see that. I'm sure other people do too. Next up is number 9. I'm going to go ahead and just highlight these so I don't lose where I am. Insert the current date. This one's awesome. I love this one. I think this is probably Personally, I think you guys are going to pick this one as your number one, but I could be wrong. Insert the current date, that's control, and the semicolon here. So let's select a cell and just do control, boom. Bada bing, bada boom. It's 11:22 at the time of filming this video. So that one I think is going to be the number one choice out of you guys. Next up, we got insert current time. Basically same thing. We're, inserting a time, like the date, but time. So this one is control, shift, and the, whatever these are called, things on the clock. control, shift, where's that at? And there we go. 1:54 p.m. Guess what? I'm recording at 1:54 p.m. EST. So yeah, next we got delete an entire column. That's going to be Control or Alt HDC, another one of those ridiculous ones. So Control HDC. So let's click on one. Control. Wait, did I say Control? Alt, yeah. So many to remember. Alt HDC, and boom, whole column's gone. That one's a nice one. You don't have to move your mouse to the top, right click and say delete column. It's just a faster way. Number 12, data to table, Control T. This one I have not actually tested. There we go. So where is the data on your table? This just picks up the create table kind of thing. So just click whatever you want, change the settings. You're just creating a table here. You can do a bunch of stuff where you can search individually things, select all, filter out, that kind of thing. Let's get rid of that. Number 13, format to numbers, Control Shift 1. So format to numbers. And so let's type in 1, 2, 3, 4. So as you see, it just says 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, that's a number, right? But we want to do this. Control Shift 1. And it's going to add that semicolon and that period. And it's automatically going to add that 0, 0 at the end, which is really cool. I like that. This is, I can see, useful for if you're, using like money and whatnot. This is going to be great for people who are maybe an accountant or something like that. Now, let's take a quick break before we get to the last two and talk about some of these really ridiculous ones where it's Control Shift 1. That's kind of a bit of a pain. So what we're going to do is in Auto Hotkeys, if you don't know what that is, you just kind of found this by searching for Hotkeys Excel. Definitely watch basically the rest of my channel. That's mostly what I do on everything on this channel. So you're going to download Auto Hotkeys. Our hotkey here is going to be F1. Obviously, you can do whatever you want. And then as you see, we're doing Shift. And in case you don't know, in Auto Hotkeys, this means Control. This means Shift and then 1. So now all I have to do is press F1 and it's automatically going to send Control Shift F or Control Shift 1 for me. That's great. Another thing you can do is maybe make a context menu if you like. That's another video I've done, so definitely look at that. Just search my channel for context menu. But this is a way to take a 3-button press hotkey and turn it into a single one. I hate this, like Control Shift 1. I hate that. I always use Auto Hotkeys to turn it into one. And that way you can also, if you want to do some double things, maybe you want to fill the date, then you want to add a highlighted thing, and then you want to center it. You could do all that. Instead of using 9 button presses to do that, you could still have it be a single press by adding multiple sends. That's really helpful to automatically format your cell, enter data, all at the same time with just 1 button press versus 9. So if you don't know what AHK is, I recommend it. It makes your life so easy with a lot of this kind of stuff and making it simpler, and you can do a lot more than just send button presses. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's go to number 14. Format to currency, Control Shift 4. So that's kind of like what we did up here with the time. So we're going to type in 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to press Control Shift 4, and same thing, basically it does that semicolon, the period, adds the 2 zeros, but what it's doing different here is automatically adding that $sign. So this is another one I think that's going to be very useful for a lot of people. And last but hopefully not least, add column total. So Alt plus equals. So let's do 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. Works for me. And we'll put the total down here. And what was that? Alt plus equals. Alt plus equals. So we're going to do Alt plus equals. Oh, it's Alt equals, yeah. Okay. So yeah, there we go. Alt equals. There we go, 15. You just want to highlight the data. That's what I did wrong there. So yeah, and that is it. I only did 15. Obviously, there's a lot more probably. If there's one I missed that you think is one of your favorites, let me know in the comments below. I'll probably, if you guys enjoy this, if I get let's say 50 thumbs up, I'll make a second video doing another 15, or diving into maybe something else with automation in Excel. If you have ideas, let me know. And I hope this is helpful for you guys. And hit that sub. Definitely appreciate it. 50 thumbs up. I'll make a second video following up on basically the same thing here. And I will see you all on the next video. Bye!